You know, this is what happens when your mind's on the outside. You can't be in the middle. You got to be on the outside. You're in your disparate areas, all huddled up, or huddled masses, losing their minds and getting brain bruised. Look at it. It's time to talk about something. We're going to give ourselves a little bit of a break, and we're going to talk about business. You know how much that is on my heart. I love the entrepreneur. I love the business, everything about business, because what's reflected in business here with each entrepreneur are dreams. Don't you love that? I love that people can dream. And I love that they're dreaming big dreams again. And this week is Small Business Week that's taking place since Cinco de Mayo yesterday through May 11th. And as any small business owner can attest, starting or growing a business is no easy task. Many small business owners aren't following a business plan or even utilizing key resources available to them. Because of this, small business owners risk not converting recent optimism into action, which is required for growth. Well, Richard Whitworth is joining us. He's the managing director for business consulting for Cetera Investment Management. And he's going to be talking about insight for small business owners in the financial services space. Richard, welcome to the show. How are you?
Thanks, Bill. It's a pleasure to be here. Doing great. And yourself?
Hey, I'm doing terrific. Thank you so much. Don't you love the entrepreneurial? I love this country for so many reasons, but the idea that people can have a dream and act on that dream and have a good chance of attaining it, to me, this is what makes America great.
I couldn't agree more, Bill. You know, when I think about and we look at a landscape, if it's financial services or regardless at the economy at large, you know, small business owners are the lifeblood of that economy. 99% of all businesses in the United States are classified as small businesses, you know, as defined as being under 500 employees. And actually, over 60% of all private sector jobs that have been created since 2008 are a result of those small business owners. So they truly are the lifeblood of the economy and of our country.
You know, Arthur Brooks just did an incredible documentary, and it's kind of his opus. And he goes to India. You know, to your point on all this, Richard, I don't know if you've seen this documentary, but it is a must-see, especially for anybody involved with business. And we know that not long ago, India was in a lot of problems. I mean, you know, and you might think, when you think of India, you think, well, this poor little country. I tell you, they are abounding. And what is causing them to abound, to your point, is this lifeblood of entrepreneurship that's taking place at their level, at their understanding and development. It is provocative. I mean, it's provocative and it's encouraging for those of us in the West who may look at India and say, oh, you know, what's this little country doing in that? And I'll tell you, they are abuzz with small business activity.
They really are, you know, and I've actually had an opportunity to travel through India, and it's a spectacular country. And I think the one thing that links all entrepreneurs, regardless of where you are, is this business idea is of how can I help my local community? How can I help myself? And it doesn't matter what you're doing or where. If you start to manage and think about your business objectively, you're going to make more strategic decisions and better decisions for your organization.
Well, to that point, what is the current business environment for Main Street Financial Advisors?
You know what, Bill, I really think that it's a great time to be an independent financial advisor, sort of working on Main Street versus on Wall Street. You know, first and foremost, here we are, you know, still roaring in this bull economy that we have, and we're still experiencing a lot of economic expansion. And I think that the sentiment that what we see for the Main Street investor as well as the Main Street financial advisor is both very positive for both people. You know, people are coming with investable assets. People at the entrepreneurial level are continuing to create new small businesses. And where I think financial advisors are going is now from the point of view to say, how can I be a financial life coach and really drive financial well-being regardless of market cycles, you know, given the complexity that we all face in our financial lives right now. That's the beauty of being able to deliver that advice, is you can help the client get through some of those muddied waters to get to the conclusion and the end result that they're looking for.
And Richard, what you're pointing out are some of the primary things to consider for advisors, right? Starting their own practices?
I would definitely think so. You know, when we have our financial advisors, when they sort of become independent, hang their own shingle on wherever Main Street is in the United States, the best folks that we see doing that are the ones that come with a plan. making sure that they have 3 to 5 financial metrics that they march towards in any different time period. It could be revenue per professional. It could be assets under management. It could be how many clients are my support staff serving and supporting, knowing that once you get over 100, 150 relationships, it's hard to maintain them and drive that client intimacy, which is why people stay with you. The same thing goes in just around understanding what are those processes that we have in place. You know, when the principal or the owner operator needs to take a step back and step out for a period of time, how well can the business maintain and be managed without that principal in place? You know, you don't need to be a Fortune 500 publicly traded company to have these best practices in place in your local organization.
Well, we know there's a reason why so many business, after, you know, starting out with good consideration, you know, funding that they're able to, you know, scrape together, but why they fail. And a lot of it is, you know, to your point, it's about these critical planning stages that are so necessary. Businesses are so excited by the idea. They want to get out there and throw it out in the marketplace. But what we're finding, what experience demonstrates to us time and again, the people that win and that are successful are the ones that do their due diligence when it comes to planning, are they not?
Absolutely, Bill. You know, I have a phrase that I like to use. You have to know the way, show the way, and go the way. And that exists if it's a business of 1 or a business of 1,000. Having the plan in place and sort of what the strategic vision is going to be for the organization is key. And making sure that that strategic vision is a living, breathing document, not only to the business owner, but also to all employees as well as clients or customers that somebody has. You want everybody to be a raving fan of the idea of what you're trying to deliver. And having that proper plan in place and making sure that it's just not a paperweight on the side of your desk in your office, but something that's a living, breathing document is what not only allows you to maintain the vision, but then tactically adjust if opportunities arise or if you need to pivot because challenges that you may face.
Exactly. What about the best measures of success for small businesses in and beyond financial services? You got some tips for us?
I definitely do, Bill. And I think it comes down to this idea that the goal of any business owner, regardless of if it's financial services or a franchise or what have you, is to drive equity and enterprise value, which at some point can be monetized. The goal of the business should be to sell it for a premium at some point in the future. And you go through that by having a very diligent continuity and succession planning process. Make sure that there is documentation in place so that you as the owner operator can step out, be it for an illness, disability, or because you're ready to take that 3-week vacation in Europe. That's the continuity to maintain the business when you're not there. The succession side of it comes to your orderly exit, identifying who's going to be that G2 or that next gen owner operator, getting them in front of clients and prospects so that you can have an orderly client transition. That's going to help optimize the value of the business, which then you can extract that monetary value, because ultimately for most small business owners, the sale of their business is the greatest financial windfall that they are going to have and is effectively their own retirement plan. So having that end result in mind of everything that I'm doing is going to drive and enhance that equity value that I'm going to extract at some point is really the best marching orders that a small business owner can have.
Well said. Richard, as we wrap things up, where should small business owners turn for help, and where can they go for more information?
Sure. So I think the easiest way is reach out and visit Cetera, www.cetera.com. One of our 8,000 independent financial advisors who operate on everywhere in Main Street America are there to help the everyday American achieve their financial objectives and navigate these business ownership waters.
Well, Richard Whitworth, thank you so much for being with us. I appreciate all the insight, and I hope these aspiring small businesses go to Cetera.com for more information. Thank you for being with us.
Thanks, Phil. Have a great day.
He is the Managing Director of Cetera Financial Group's business consulting organization. Richard Whitworth has been our guest on Bill Martinez Live. Stay right where you are. We've got Adam Holtz coming up next.